Okay, folks. Catfish Redneck's going to do something a little different tonight. Been doing a lot of these vlogs. Sorry, I had to wipe my phone off. Anyway, we got a venison loin here and a beer. But a buddy of mine wanted a couple armloads of firewood. I said, well, hell, if you got a piece of deer meat, I wouldn't mind having a roast or something so I can make some jerky. So he brought me down this loin. I'm going to save a couple chunks to eat. I'm going to make some jerky out of some of it. So let's get going here. It's about half frozen still. Makes it easier to slice. I got a special knife here that helps me slice it, and I'll show you what I got going here. This knife got a little insert, goes on here. Set it for however thick you want it. I want my jerky fairly thick, just a hair maybe under 1/4 of an inch. Use the bigger one here. Stuff is tender. I'm going to probably, that's not too bad. I'm going to leave it right there. That end's not quite frozen. It's starting to slice a little better. Need to slide this damn knife. There we go. Back a little bit. There, that's good jerky slices. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Now we got a pile of jerky, and we got a couple little loin steaks here. 4 little loin steaks. I want to eat them as a meal some night, but get this off my new tablecloth. Rinse this off. And there's our jerky pile. There we go. Pepperoni. Best jerky you've ever tasted. Might try that. I've had this Eastman's before. Oh man, that's got Tabasco. Hold on a minute here, folks. We're gonna do that one. I'm a stickler for hot and spicy. There's my hog rings, my hog ring pliers. Use that for these bags. You twist up your burger in. Wild game. Alright, well, the instructions are missing on that. That 3 ounces of cure is enough for 15 pounds of meat. But since the instructions are missing, I'm just going to wait and use that when I get 15 pounds of meat. But like a good redneck, Catfish Redneck's there, they got some LAM cure here in the cabinet right here in the kitchen. And you're only supposed to use 1/4 of a teaspoon for 1 pound of meat. So I'm just going to use that because it's open. Because you got to be real careful with this cure. You don't want to use too much. And you don't want to eat it before you go to... You don't want to eat it before you cook it. Or dehydrate it. Whatever you're going to do. Alright, I got to put this phone down a minute. Alright, I'm thinking that's probably roughly... It ain't much over 1 pound. We're going to get a bowl here. Get a bigger bowl. I want to get a big glass dish here. That one should work just fine. Now, let me get this deeper one. There we go. That's my gratin potato bowl. Alright, we're going to go ahead. What we're going to do is mix the cure in there, and this is 15 pounds of seasoning, so we're probably going to use, oh shoot, 5, 10, 15, so we're probably only going to use maybe a tablespoon of that. But I'll get it in the bowl and we'll come back and show you. Alright, we got our little tablespoon measure there. We got a pretty good full tablespoon of the fiery teriyaki. Now the cure, I'm going to be real careful here. Matter of fact, I'm going to sit this down. We're going to get this alien cure. By the way, I want to throw a special shout out to Joe Skull. He told me the other day I need to get out there and skin some animals or do something. He said I'm a creative guy. I need to get out in the shop and skin some animals or something. So this video is for you, my man. We're making some jerky. Alright. We got a half a tablespoon measurement. I didn't fill her very full. So there's our cure right there. 1/4 of a tablespoon. Get her in there. Now we're going to add some cool water. Alright, we're going to come back here in just a second and then I'll get it marinating. Alright, we got our jerky meat in our bag here. I want to do this over the sink so I don't spill all over my damn tablecloth. Got our seasoning and cure and a little water. Dump right in the bag. I'll seal it up most of the way anyway. What I'm going to do, I like using my phone because I can download a 10-minute video in about 3 minutes. If I use my camera, it takes 4 hours. So I'm going to have to sit my phone down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze the air up out the last little hole, open hole there on the bag till the juices start to run out, and then squeeze her tight. And what that does is it eliminates all the airspace in there, so your meat's always soaking in the juice, in the marinade. Because there's no air for it to be out of it. It's all going to be marinated. You'll mix her up a little bit. There you have it. I'm going to let that sit overnight in the fridge. And then what I'll do is flip it over tomorrow and let it sit another day. Then we'll drag out the dehydrator. And we'll get some damn jerky making here. Okay. We're going to do some jerky. Alright, we got that marinated jerky. Put some newspaper down so I don't get some jerky juice on my tablecloth. Let me get another newspaper real quick. Alright. Jerky time. This is venison jerky. This is a continuation video. Alright, now, you already got the dehydrator going. Start on the bottom here. Got the drip tray on that one there, so we'll start on this one. Alright.
We're just going to lay her out like that. I'm going to lay some out, lay a couple trays. I'm going to come back and show you what I'm going to season it with. Now, you wouldn't normally have to do this. You could just leave that Eastman seasoning and marinade right on it and go ahead and dehydrate it. What I've got here is a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, about 1/8 of a cup of Worcestershire, and a habanero pepper. And what I'm going to do is blend that up with my little blender here. If I can figure out how to get the damn lid on. Alright, we got it in a bowl. Now you see why I put the paper down. Anyway, what we're going to do, take our little Heinz 57 brush. We're just going to brush a little of that on there. Get a few chunks every once in a while. Some seeds. I'm just going to do this to each layer to give it a little bit of salty or spicier taste. And we'll come back and show you when we get them all done here. Because I'm also, what I'm going to do, take my crushed red pepper and give them a little shake of that too. Gives them that look like you when you buy a big hot piece of jerky, homemade, you know, the good stuff out of the big jugs. You know, like you get at some of your bars or your delis. You always see them pepper seeds on the spicy stuff. Gives it that good look, that spicier bite. So we're going to come back here in a minute and get these trays all lined up and give you a shot. Okay, it's also important to remember if you're new to this kind of thing, you never want to pack your dehydrator. You always want to leave some space between your meat. I mean, you can load them up pretty good, but always leave, you know, at least 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch between your pieces like this one here. You never want to touch them together or bunch them together. The whole idea, if you can hear that fan running, I'm sure you can. There's a fan down in here and a heating element, but you want that air to circulate. See, that air circulates on this outside ring. I can feel it right now blowing. Circulates through the center, you know, and it can get through these little slots and through all this whole pattern here. You want that to be able to circulate. You never want to pack a layer so tight that air can't, you know, flow through it freely. There, and then you can feel the air flowing out that. Hey, any of you guys remember these? Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you know what that is. I'm not going to tell you. If you comment wrong, I'll tell you you're wrong. If you comment right, I'll tell you you're right. But let me know if you remember what those are. My grandma and grandpa had that thing when I was a little kid, and they gave it to me. I didn't even know I had it down there. I haven't used that thing for years. I love what you cook on it. Alrighty, folks. I got three trays. And probably every hour or two I'll rotate the tray, the bottom tray to the top or the middle, and then the top tray to the bottom. I mean, it ain't necessarily a must, but it helps keep everything uniform. Well, the redneck just got home. Man, I must have seen 70 deer tonight. Going around a curve just outside of town, seeing what must have been 30 or 40. It was really cool. There's a berm that runs through this field, and there's this coyote standing right on top of the berm, overlooking the low spot behind it, and there's 30 or 40 deer, and I'll go up around the curve, and there's 10 or 12 jumping fences. So I come home about a mile back from the other, you know, you couldn't see it going the way I was going, but when I came back, there's another curve with some conservation trees, and there was probably 20 or so behind there. I come up around the other curve. It's just right at, you know, dusk where you can still see, but it's about to get dark. 15 or 20 out in that field. That's pretty awesome. I like seeing them numbers. Anyway, boys, the jerky is pretty much there. I'm going to go ahead and close her up, unplug it. There you have it, folks. Look at there. Nice and pink. Cured jerky. Unplug the dehydrator there. Crack us a cold one. We're going to see how this tastes. Look at that. Not too tender, but not too tough. There's where I drug my dehydrator out. I didn't clean that mess up yet. That's good. Pepper seeds and cracked pepper. That soy sauce, when you dehydrate it, when you brush that soy sauce on, that Worcestershire, and you sprinkle that red pepper on there, as that soy sauce dehydrates and you kind of like glue, it turns to glue kind of, and it holds that stuff on there. Hell yeah. No fat whatsoever. That loin was clean as a whistle. There wasn't a bit of fat on it. That's 100% protein right there, boys. Good and lean. No fat. I mean, very little anyway. I'm sure there's fat in the meat. No visible fat. Gotta lick that crushed pepper up. Cheers, motherfuckers. That's good stuff. Alright, this video is going to be long, so I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Jerky's done. Cheers, bitches.